Hey guys, it's been a long time since we got one of these going. Let me go ahead and drop one on there. You should be able to see my screen where you're looking at the Ecology Project Biome slide one of two. There are actually, this is slide 11, 12, 13, and 14 of the project. I've had several questions about this. I was going to plan to do a live class for anybody who had questions, but you know what? I'll just do a recording and you guys can watch it at your leisure. So when we're looking at what biome does your organism live in, so go back to the biome video that I had recorded and the organism that you have selected. And so looking back here, you are going to select one of these three organisms. I'm sorry, one of these four organisms: bald eagle, whitetail, the flat-tailed beaver, the white-tailed deer, the spotted salamander. One of those four organisms. Pick one of those four, and then identify on this slide what biome your organism lives in. And you can do it with an image, you can do it with a graphic, you could do it with a hand-drawn illustration. Somehow you're going to illustrate what biome your organism lives in. Moving on to the second part of this Ecology Project Biome slide 2 of 2, you're going to create a comparison of rainfall data. So these are the climatographs. So you're going to have, you should be able to find a climatograph for the particular biome that your organism lives in. That's the comparison of the climate. So you've got time. It's got a 2-bar graph. You can build one if you want. You can get the annual average rainfall. You can get the annual temperature from the Weather Channel, weatherchannel.com. You can find those things and you could build it, or you might be able to just define the climatograph. And you're going to drop that right here on that slide. And then the last one is the conclusion slide. And you're going to construct in your mind. Now, this might take more than just one slide. Makes sense. The hypothetical model to exemplify biomagnification in an ecosystem, such as it relates to your organism. We haven't talked about biomagnification. Biomagnification takes into account the idea that as you have higher level organisms, everything that they consume down through that trophic level gets magnified up in higher concentrations to that apex or that tertiary consumer. So go back to your idea of pyramids and biomass, and you're looking at those numbers. So if we have, let's say that we've got a toxin or a heavy metal that is found in the ground, and that heavy metal that's found in the ground is pulled up by the plants that are planted in the ground. Each individual blade of grass or whatever it might be is then going to have a very small portion of that heavy metal. The cricket that then goes ahead and eats the grass is going to consume many pieces of grass, therefore many pieces of that heavy metal, magnified trophic level to trophic level to trophic level. Then the mouse that eats the grasshopper, then the snake that eats the mouse, then the hawk that eats the snake, and then the decomposer that eats the hawks. So as you get higher up onto these trophic levels, that chemical gets magnified up and through into that trophic level. So you're going to construct a hypothetical model of your organism in your ecosystem that exemplifies biomagnification. Doing it with some quantification, so some numerics, give me some numbers. It's hypothetical. You can construct these numbers, just make sure they make sense, especially when you're talking about the rule of 10%. Hey, if you're a person who would like to add this as a typed Word doc and then just put the hyperlink in there instead of trying to put it onto slides, perfectly fine. If you don't know how to add a shareable link, ask me about it, and I'll send me an email, post a question, and I'll be happy to answer that for you. But essentially, you build your Google Doc, go up to find a shareable link, copy that link into your Google slide. Bada bing, bada boom, Bob's your uncle. Instead of having this big long conclusion slide, you have one link. I open the link up, make sure it's shareable, and then I can read your conclusion there as well. Hopefully this is helpful in terms of finishing up the project. It is due, quote unquote, Friday. It's due dates for biology are suggestions to keep you moving through so that we can have the conversations that exist, these asynchronous conversations that we've been having. And I would like it by Friday. If you're finished early, turn it in early. If it takes you a little extra time, take a little extra time. No points deducted for late submissions on this, even though Google Classroom will say it's submitted late. No points are being deducted for late submissions. So keep on working. Hope things are going well for you and your families, and we'll be in touch asynchronously, or you can send me an email, which is kind of an asynchronous type of thing. All right, guys, take care.